Who's the biggest responsible? Who's the first responsible for raising children? It's the father and mother. Of course, you'll have a series of collaborators, the school where they'll study, the daycare where they'll stay, the friends surrounding them, but you also manage all of that. If you don't make the effort every day to know what happened at school, occasionally visit there, ask the teacher how your child's behaving in there. Because sometimes the child you have at home isn't the same child the teacher has there. Sometimes there's a big difference. Is the home extending to the school? Is the school extending to the home? Not always. Sometimes we have differences. So it's necessary for those who brought the child into the world to manage all of this, because otherwise they'll cry later. Oh, we'll have to set limits for this child. Set them. It's better to set them now than regret not doing so later. Then the child becomes too fragile at 18, at 20. We mentioned last week about the woman priest. You talk about those who are into drugs. You talk about those who are into prostitution, but you don't talk about those who are into laziness. It's true. Laziness today is a terrible thing. Why? Because it's directly linked to fragility. I don't know where it started, but what's a very concrete reality is that we're losing the ability to endure sacrifices. Folks, we want everything very easy. If something requires a bit of effort, we think it's not worth it, we let it go. I've seen stories around me. I'm not just talking about things I've seen from afar. No, I've seen many people around me not succeed. Why? Because they didn't want to make the sacrifice at the right time. They didn't want to study in that school. Why? Because it was too demanding. Oh, go to the other one, that's okay, that won't be so much trouble. Is that honest? Is it honest to exchange something that will better prepare us for the future just because we'll have to suffer a bit more? It's not possible. You know, this Christian teaching that many people criticize, the church preached sacrifice too much. I might agree that sometimes the preaching was exaggerated, but today this laissez-faire culture, do whatever you want, leave everything very loose, that won't build people either. If I want a result, I have to know that to achieve that result in the future, I have to strive in the present. It won't work, folks. It won't work if you let things grow however they want, if you don't impose limits, if you don't say no at the right time, if you don't say yes at the right time, if you don't have that sacrifice every day, do the homework. It's not just the child who has to do homework. Parents have to do homework too. And what's homework? How was your day today? Where did you go? How was that story? It's not about investigating, no. It's about becoming friends, about trying to establish that dialogue, which is hard work. It's really annoying. Sometimes you come home tired, needing rest, and you come home wanting to be free from everyone, and then you end up giving up all of that. Okay, one day you're too tired, but you can't give up on that every day. How many times do you see little kids? I talk about this in the book, The Kidnapping of Subjectivity, which I recommend to all parents because it talks about this. There are concrete examples of a mother who can't handle her 5-year-old. The 5-year-old commands her. He has total authority over her. Why? Because she's afraid to contradict the child. So we need to be very careful because sometimes by not setting limits at the right time, we end up planting a very serious problem for the future. And I'll say it again, life can only succeed through the sincere experience of a well-made sacrifice, of a well-made renunciation, because that's what will give us the conditions to be able to get there and have the right to sit and rest. There's no way to rest from the mission of being a parent. It's day by day, it's a struggle. Nobody told you to get married. Nobody told you to have children. Nobody forced you into this. It's a choice. So if you made that choice, you need to take that responsibility every day. And it won't weigh heavy on you as long as you love. Love is what solves all of this. That's interesting too. You notice that when you truly love someone, you're capable of making sacrifices. And you start discovering the path that love indicates to say no at the right time and to say yes at the right time. That's how it has to be. There's no other way. Now, is it a struggle? Is it sacrifice? It is. But nobody said it would be very easy either. We continue tomorrow in the next video. Complete conference links in the description.